Uh, Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the Passive House Network's regenerative construction ecosystems. We'll be talking about sustainable forestry, passive house, and industrialized construction. I am super excited about the events or the presentations you'll be seeing today. I think we have some really good content, really good curated presentations for you guys to see. Yesterday, when I started off with a picture that was a little bit maybe intimidating for some of the messages that I got, but I also feel it was a little bit real. Like, we're dwelling in this time with heat domes, floods, massive wildfires, and so the issue of meeting climate change head on, climate adaptation are very central to the themes of this um, symposium. It's very central also to my work at Large Lab. Oh, and in case you didn't know, my name is Michael Eliason. I'm the founder of Large Lab. And so today I want to, oh, my slides are not advancing. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So today I want to talk a little bit, maybe in a more hopeful framework compared to that picture yesterday. In 2003, 2004, sorry, 2002, 2003, when I was in university, we built a rammed earth building in Southwest Virginia. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. But designing and building this was great, and it provided this framework as an architect before I went to Freiburg and learned about passive house and mass timber. What sustainable kind of local construction can look like. But the industry has changed radically since that time period. Prefabricated rammed earth walls are now a thing, and it's a little bit hard to see even in this one. But in the rammed earth building that we did, there was no insulation in the walls. There are some systems now that will put foam-based insulation in the walls. This uses foamed glass insulation, so Schaum glass, as part of the insulation, and so it's not a passive house wall, but it's those kind of incremental steps. And I'm absolutely fascinated at how rapidly things are changing in the construction industry, and how the focus on decarbonization and prefabrication and industrialized construction is changing. Connected to that are the ideas of circularity, how we dismantle buildings, how we put them together. How do things get replaced? Can things be reused in other projects? This is an image of Stuart Brand's. It's a diagram from How Buildings Learn. And so it's really just, we need to start thinking, I think, in systems. And so, part of that is, okay, how do we think of the building as a system of decarbonization? Well, Climeworks had the first carbon capture and storage system commercial in the world. Really expensive, not that effective. But what if we started to think about using our walls as a form of carbon storage? And we're going to see some projects that do this today. This is a prefabricated mass timber module with prefabricated straw exterior for a passive house residential building in Switzerland. This is a 12-story CLT plus wood prefabricated straw panel building that is being planned in Dusseldorf by Partner and Partner Architekten. But these aren't fantasy, right? This is possible now. This is an 8-story mass timber plus straw passive house building in France. And so we're starting to see, I think, a lot of these things become reality. And I find a lot of hope in that as an architect. And so for me, then the issue becomes, how do we scale this? How do we build this up? Where are we planning eco districts with ample open space, a wide variety of housing, productive roofs? How are our finance and our land use working together or working against building these kinds of communities? As an architect, and as a planner, that I think we should be doing. And how do we incorporate a lot of the products and systems that we'll be talking about today in future buildings? And that was actually a big reason why I wanted to start Large Lab last year, was to focus on these things, because this is brownfield redevelopment, passive house, probably mass timber, pedestrian friendly, no cars, open space, parks, huge diversity in housing types and in housing forms, social housing, market rate housing, co-housing, flats, maisonettes. It's just this wide variety, and I think it's going to be a really dynamic space. And to me, this is what the future of architecture and construction can look like. And so I just wanted to kind of highlight this to show this is where I think things are going. And the presenters today will be talking about some of the ways I believe that we can be getting there. So I will stop sharing my screen